Today we're with Steve Rowe of Newtrient LLC, and that's Nutrient, N-E-W-T-R-I-E-N-T, which I expect has something to do with new technology and nutrient management. Steve, welcome, and tell us a little bit about Newtrient LLC.
Thank you, Joel. Nutrient, as you guessed, is a whole different way of looking at the nutrients that are produced out of the dairy industry. We started as an organization many years ago looking at anaerobic digesters. And as we looked at those opportunities, we recognized that there was much more opportunity than the one set of technologies. And a group of co-ops who had had the conversation for a few years decided to form a formal organization that eventually became Nutrient. And I'm the CEO of that group, and the driving force behind it really is a group of 12 co-ops. Those co-ops themselves are the leaders that everyone would recognize and represent probably more than half the milk in the country. So they're a substantial voice. The membership of Nutrient also includes DMI and National Milk, and it's that group collectively that provides the operating budget for Nutrient, which has the overriding goal of reducing the environmental footprint of dairy and to make it economically viable for dairy farmers to do so.
You've recently issued a progress report. It's online, and we can reference it later, and we'll put it in our notification about this video. But tell us a few of the highlights of your progress report. It looked like you had some interesting on-farm connections and technology connections.
Yeah, Joel, we're really very excited about the progress we're making. The exciting thing is Nutrient is rewriting the future for dairy. And our ultimate goal is to provide additional sources of income beyond the milk for things that, if we don't rewrite our future, may become regulated. And we are forging a new path, a new future led by dairy. I think all of agriculture will very much appreciate what we're doing and will follow, but dairy's taking the lead. And that's really what our progress report lays out. That's our ultimate goal. And the big wins that we've had in these first 3 years of operation include, one, a catalog that we call our technology catalog that looks at every manure management technology being sold in North America, and then a few others. And we treated it like a consumer reports type analysis, where we have an expert team, both internal and external, that reaches out to several of the academic institutions across the country, coast to coast. And that technical team looks at each of these technologies and uses a scoring system to assess their technical viability, their economic viability, the quality of the product they produce. And what I mean by that is manure is being treated as a product, not as a nuisance. And we've put all this information in this catalog. It's available to everybody. It's open source. We continue to improve it and add to it. And there are probably right now, I think, close to 250 technologies represented in this catalog. We hope that it's easy to search. That's a big win and been a very, very valuable tool and calling card for our larger mission, which is to treat manure as a product, much in the same way the industry evolved from whey being a nuisance to whey being a source of economic return. That is very much a very appropriate analogy to what Nutrient is doing with nutrients and the other valuable aspects of manure. So the third aspect of our early successes and efforts comes in creating a system whereby farmers can do the right things on their farm in the way they manage their nutrients in ways that we believe they should and can get paid for. So in other words, a farmer upstream from a community where the community may be struggling with phosphorus overloading, it's far less expensive for that community to actually pay the farmers to manage their phosphorus in a more in-depth and involved way, perhaps using some of these technologies we lay out. But it's far less expensive for the community to pay the farmer than it is for that community to build or expand a wastewater treatment facility. So that's what we call our ecosystem services marketplace. Those are the big efforts that Newtrient is pursuing.
Your progress report talks about those efforts. Tell us a little bit about what lies ahead, both maybe near term, but also even in the midterm. What are you looking forward to being involved with?
Well, one of the most exciting things is these co-ops who accepted the risk of investing in Newtrient and making this a real concerted effort. We do see on the medium-term horizon these co-ops making a real economic return in this space, and that's a very exciting thing. And that again parallels the Way story. So not only are these co-ops and DMI and National Milk paving a new future for all of the industry, we really believe that those who have accepted the courageous step of putting effort and time and money into this will obtain a return through improved technologies, through technology investments that they make. Newtrient is not investing directly, but we are incubating these technologies on behalf of some of our board members. And then developing product lines for things, the positive things that can come out of manure. We've had conversations about what we really call a recycled fertilizer, which if you think about the medium and long-term shortage of phosphorus on the horizon, dairy is incredibly well situated to work in that marketplace. And this whole discussion around soil health and what we've been calling the soil health renaissance, and the Soil Health Institute we've been working closely with, as well as the Noble Research Institute, to show how the appropriate use of manure can grow the benefits of a healthy soil, reduce commercial fertilizer use, increase yields, improve water quality and water quantity management. These are all things that Newtrient has begun to drive, and we see real successes in the technology front, the manure-based product front, and then getting paid for these services that farmers can do on the ground.
Thank you, Steve. It sounds exciting for not only your organizations, which are farmer-owned, but obviously the farmers that you'll be serving. Tell us just briefly how folks can get more information. Maybe give us our website where they can find the catalog and the progress report.
Well, our website is simple. It's www.newtrient, and again, it's NEWTRIENT.com. And in there, you'll find a lot about us. You will find connections to those co-ops that are taking this great, I think, industry-changing step. And you'll find a greater description of the work we're doing. And I would like to add one other thing that may not be on the website or in the progress report, but we have received a tremendous positive reception from some leading dairy states and EPA headquarters to work with us. And in fact, they have reached out to Newtrient to help develop these new markets for dairy and manure as a product. And we will be deeply involved with EPA headquarters in what I hope will be establishing a new set of policies, updated, that recognizes the value that agriculture can bring to the environment in a very positive way. And two states in particular we're working closely with, Vermont and Wisconsin, both in their own way leading dairy states. And the programs we're developing there, we're developing in a way that we hope can quickly and easily be repeated across the country to capture this added value for dairy farmers.
Thank you, Steve. We've been visiting today with Steve Rowe of Nutrient LLC. This is Joel Hastings for Dairy Business News.